getting on with that task, so I guess I'll just wait for the results to pour in. What can I say?
And then they're just going to
do my work for me, yeah, because it is my campaign.
Clever.
Happy days.
Exciting day for the PR team today.
Yes, very exciting.
Talk us through what's going on. I can see lots of promotion behind us. Looks very exciting, very fun.
So we've called it an outreach festival, which was a bit mean really, because everybody got very, very excited about a bit of a kind of music style festival, which is not, but it's still a really fun day. Basically, this year has been very challenging, obviously with the pandemic, but the result of that is the media landscape has changed massively. We've seen a lot of redundancies, a lot of content teams and journalists streamlined. So we have to adapt and change the ways that we work, our processes, everything that we do to make sure that we get the best results now, but that we're future-proofing ourselves and our strategy and our clients for the future of PR and journalism as well. So we split the day into 3. So we're starting off with ideation, so how do we come up with the concepts, and then the execution, so how can we get more creative with presenting that content, and then the third part is the outreach, which is at the crux of everything that we do. So we want the day to be really actionable. We try to do it quite interactive, so in each session we've got kind of like an output, so the last bit of the session will be actually actioning something, creating something, going off and doing something, so you can see just on the campsite. We asked the team to kind of take down things that they thought that we could be doing better, so whether that's tools we could be using, different processes, ways of working, and what we've done is we've taken kind of down like actionable outputs on the wall, and then we're going to pull them together into a bit of an action plan throughout the day.
Chrissy,
Yeah?
can you talk us through what everybody is up to right now?
Yeah, everyone's just spending 15 minutes looking through some campaign inspiration. We don't always need to restrict ourselves from finding inspiration just looking at other PR campaigns. You know, there's inspiration out there everywhere, so think of it more as like creative stimulus.
And what typically inspires you from a content and creative perspective?
I think it has to be when it's like multimedia, so something that just stimulates the mind a bit more. You know, reading through like surveys and stuff, they're good, but to me they don't excite me. I like anything kind of like visual, anything a little bit different.
Well, it would be interesting to see what everybody's picks out. I'm currently over Ree's shoulder. She's scrolling through Twitter. Just not working at all.
I am on digital PR examples, excuse me.
Okay.
As long as there's case study available in that subject line, they're more likely to open it.
We've just heard from Jill, and she kind of wrapped up a whole morning of sessions. How was the morning for you?
Yeah, it was really good actually. It was really useful. I think everyone's kind of taken away some really good, valuable points, especially on just like building relationships with journalists and like get to know us and like us helping them out, even if it's not something that's directly related to like our clients, but just kind of helping them out with like case studies or on just like other ways of working with them. I thought that was really useful.
Great explanation of how the actual process to go through and everything they want out of the piece, just good. And even just explaining how just little time they have, they just want us to go straight forward with it, explain what the message is we're actually trying to get through with the piece. It's fascinating.
Coming from her perspective, what we think could work for one client perhaps doesn't work. So it's really understanding how, from her perspective, what are the little nuances and what are the little gems and nuggets of things that we can take away and what we can learn and implement really. So things like subject lines, what do we need to be doing from our subject lines to make it resonate with journalists. So really understanding what works for her is brilliant.
Stop running away. What's going on here? Talk me through it.
So I'm doing a presentation on how the PR team can use TikTok better in terms of PR, being able to jump on trends. Obviously the best way to do that is to be on TikTok, so I'm currently making everyone make a TikTok account if they don't already have one. I know some of the girls definitely have it already, but keep an eye on either their clients if they have an account or their competitors and kind of stay in the know of like what's culturally relevant as well, because a lot of what journalists are writing about, a lot of what's on Instagram, on Facebook is TikTok videos, but by the time they make it on those platforms, they're not late, they're just a little bit behind, and it becomes a race then, because as soon as it gets published, then every PR is going to be trying to like relay that back to their clients, and if we can do that first, it's a win-win.
It's pretty much relevant for every client. I think there's some way that every client can use TikTok to their advantage, and I think if they're not, they need to get to know, because in 10 years time their audience has been on platforms like TikTok, so they're going to have to adapt to it eventually.
Talk us through what you've just done, Ellie. You've just presented to the group all about media lists.
Yeah, so a media list is basically a compilation of like really relevant journalists to outreach mailers or campaigns to. The whole thing is built around like building a really good relationship with the journalist. Like they want to know that you looked into them and you think that your content is going to be really relevant to them. So looking into their background, what they've written on, why you think your story is right for them. And then once they do know that you've looked into them before, it means they'll come back to you for the content in the future. They're more likely to open your emails. And where journalists are losing their job over the pandemic, that's something that's really important, and this is a great way for us to get in and start building those relationships. Now all the guys are just doing a task.
They look hard at work.
Yeah, they are. Just creating a really relevant media list for an upcoming campaign. I guess I'll just wait for the results to pour in. What can I say?
And then they're just going to
do my work for me, yeah, because it is my campaign.
Clever.
Happy days.
Is it Prosecco o'clock? It's got to that time of day.
It is.
It's been a long day, but very good one, Vic. You must be really pleased with how it's gone and all the sessions.
I am happy because it actually feels like it's gone quite quick, doesn't it? Which I think is the sign of a good day. And it's been really interactive and really actionable, which is the best part of it.
Amazing.
So yeah, no one's fallen asleep, which is great.
So yeah, I can't wait to see what comes from this day. Bigger and better things for the PR team in 2021.
Well, you're holding us to that now.
And that's on camera.